And also I heard great things about the performance as far as what happened at the West End. So I was like, yeah, this seems to... I did not expect all of this to happen. Hello, darlings, and welcome to CareOffBook. It's me, Care Darling, and today... I'm sorry I'm laughing so early. We are talking about what in the world is going on with Cabaret, okay? Sepsis, it's closing early, and now a lawsuit. And I'm here to be like, can we talk about it? What do we know? Let's jump in. Before its doors even opened, Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club promised to be more than just a show. It promised an experience. The revival of the iconic musical didn't just reimagine the stage, it transformed the entire theater. Audience members entered through a back alley, winding past dancers and cocktail bars before finally reaching their seats. This wasn't a standard Broadway night out. It was ambitious, immersive, and very, very expensive. For a while it worked. The show brought in strong grosses, and the immersive concept created buzz. The London transfer carried over credibility and critical acclaim, and in a crowded field of revivals, Cabaret found a way to stand out. Then came Billy Porter, which if you saw my episode when I talked about, okay, Cabaret will be closing, and then who's closing the show? Billy Porter is the MC. I was excited. I was like, this is a great way to go out. And also I heard great things about the performance as far as what happened at the West End. So I was like, yeah, this seems to... I did not expect all of this to happen. Adding Billy Porter as the MC this summer was supposed to be the final starry flourish. A Tony and Emmy winner, Broadway powerhouse.
Oh, thank you, bitch!
His casting alongside Marisha Wallace as Sally Bowles created something we rarely see on Broadway. A black MC and a black Sally leading a major commercial production of Cabaret. It was overdue. It was history. But almost as soon as it began, it was over. Now, I do recommend that you go and watch Mickey Jo's episode on the cancellation of Billy Porter. There was a segment in that episode I found really interesting, and it was about short form media and how like the social media platforms, like people on there would look at like short form content and then feel a sense that they could critique the whole show based on not even the whole song, but like a certain segment, and that's it. And I feel a sense like this conversation can go into how the younger generation doesn't even know like a lot of full songs. They'll only know like a simple trending thing, and then that's it. So what does that say about musical theater? Anyways, what Mickey Jo was sharing was that if you aren't in the theater and seeing the musical, you cannot critique it. And you know what? That made me actually like look at my channel and reflect. And I was like, I think that's an absolute like fair point. And then in the comment section, I was like, we need more pro shots. That's my stance, more pro shots. Another thing in the episode that I thought was really interesting was how the things that Billy Porter was being critiqued about was like the riffs and other things, like pretty much whatever was being said about him, like where it's like, oh, this isn't good and being put down, were the same things that was said about Adam Lambert, but in a, wow, how bold and how brave for him to really take in this character and make it his own. And it's like, but that's what Billy Porter did. And so anyways, whatever, go watch that episode. I think Mickey Jo, he's the goat. He's the goat. He did a great job. Billy Porter withdrew from the show in early September after contracting a serious case of sepsis, a life-threatening condition where the body's immune response to infection causes widespread damage to its own organs. It can escalate quickly and requires immediate medical attention. According to doctors and the production team, Billy Porter is expected to make a full recovery, but continuing in the show simply wasn't an option. And without him, the future of Cabaret on Broadway dimmed instantly. Just days after announcing his departure, the producers revealed the show would be closing early. Instead of running through October 19th as previously planned, Cabaret will now close on September 21st, 2025. On its own, an early closing wouldn't necessarily raise eyebrows. Broadway is a business, and shows close early all the time. But then came something far more dramatic. A lawsuit. An investor, James Lorenzo Walker Jr., filed suit against the production, claiming that despite investing $50,000 just days before opening, he had seen no financial return. Not only that, he alleged that the producers had refused to grant him access to financial records, despite the show reportedly grossing over $90 million in ticket sales. So his claim is that the numbers don't make sense, that there's been mismanagement, possibly even fraud. The lawsuit accuses the producers of breaches of fiduciary duty and self-dealing, basically spending money in ways that benefited themselves or affiliated entities rather than the investors. It paints a picture of a production running on a sparkle and secrecy.
Go away, you frighten me. Sit over there.
The producers, of course, deny any wrongdoing. They say the show, despite its headline grosses, hasn't actually recouped, meaning no investor has seen a return. And as far as transparency, they claimed they've made financial reports available and that they've been willing to engage, but the damage is done. The show is closing early, the star is gone, and investors are headed to court. There's still so much we don't know. The court case will likely reveal more about the money moved and whether this was just unfortunate timing or something more troubling. But for now, it raises a lot of questions about how Broadway treats its investors, how much transparency exists behind the curtain, and maybe the biggest question of all, was this just bad luck, or was the Kit Kat Club always going to crack under pressure? Anyways, darlings, that's it for today's episode. I would love to know your thoughts because Cabaret, I was like, wow, Cabaret's a hit. It's been going. There's been multiple headliners coming in. And then to hear the ending like this, it's just, I'm absolutely curious to know, where did the money go? It's not even a case of, man, we only broke even. And so from here, you can only speculate. And that's why I actually do want this to go to court, because I would love to know, where does the money go? I know I'm thinking of the musical, the producers, but it's like, oh, if the show's a flop, it doesn't really matter where the money goes because the show's a flop. But then I am here going, okay, so the show is a hit. It made $90 million in ticket sales, and yet here we are.
What was I saying?
You were saying that under the right circumstances, a producer can make more money with a flop than he could with a hit.
Well, yes, it's quite possible.
You keep saying that, but you don't say how.
I love to know your thoughts. Now, if you love talking about musicals, Disney, and other performances, oh my gosh, you come to the right place. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. All right. So without further ado, take care, darling.